Hey everybody, happy full moon in Aquarius. I am Chase Petiche, astrologer, mystic, and guide, and I'm here to talk about the full moon. I was just diving into the chart a little bit and looking at some deeper energies, what I'm sensing, what I'm feeling. The first thing that popped out at me was that we have 5 planets currently in retrograde. Venus, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, and now Chiron. This is creating, when we have this many planets in retrograde, this is really a time of review and a time of looking over, like maybe some of the decisions we made in the past 6 to 8 months. I think it was about 8 or 9 months ago that all planets went direct. And so now when everything goes direct at the same time, I remember feeling that energy. It was like really powerful, really like a lot of things happened, a lot of things started happening. And now we're moving into a period of retrograde. So, you know, retrogrades are nice. They're really a time for us to be able to reflect and kind of look at the moves that we made during those direct periods and review, sit back, digest, and maybe see if what the choices we've made are working, what's not working, getting really honest with the self about what's not working. We also have, you know, there's planets that are moving into Virgo. Venus is going to be moving into Virgo soon, and we have Mercury and Mars currently in Virgo. I'm a Virgo. And Virgo is all about discretion. Virgo is all about sifting through and finding what is not working in something, looking at it honestly and kind of discarding it so that things can work more holistically, perfectly, better. Virgo is all about taking that very, very fine kind of tooth comb and kind of looking through things to make sure everything is balanced, harmonious, and to really kind of take out any impurities. So this is a very good time because we have Mercury in Virgo right now with the mind energy, our thinking brain, our communicative faculties is in Virgo, as well as Mars. So this is a great time to kind of go to just think about think about your life over the past 6 to 8 months, the choices that you made, and maybe what's working and what's not. The other thing we have on this full moon that is very powerful to me, that is very important to me, is that, so we had the North Node going into Aries it was like a couple weeks ago. And now that North Node is about 3 degrees away from Eris, the 10th planet. Nobody really talks about Eris. I do. Nobody understands her yet, but she is the 10th planet, meaning she is the planet beyond Pluto. So we have all these planets that we're talking about all the time that are really important planets, not asteroids, planets. Eris is the 10th one. Why isn't she in the equation? Why is nobody talking about her? People don't know what she represents. They're afraid of her. I think that's really what it is. But she's 1 degree from my moon. She's on top of my moon and in Aries. So I feel very comfortable with her, and I feel like I understand her pretty damn well. So I'm letting her speak through me a little bit. She is kind of making an appearance on this full moon with the energies of the North Node conjunct Eris. And then Eris is also conjunct Chiron, which is in retrograde. What does this mean? Well, the North Node going into Aries has been extremely significant. I've talked about this quite a bit. It's probably the most significant astrological event that's happening for me in probably 2023. It's really what were you asking yourself, what were you doing in June of 2005 to December of 2006? And for me, that was like one of the most transformative periods of my life, I think. And it really is this energy of coming back to yourself, coming back to really choosing to live, the vibrancy, the vitality, the power, the strength inside of the self finding that, collecting that, and then moving towards your passion, the things that ignite your fire, your interests, and not really allowing anything to hold you back any longer. This is an imperative time, I think, for empaths. I think empaths were taken down the past couple of years really hard, and unless you completely lived in a bubble. But the fear body on the planet was so intense and has been so intense the past couple of years. Empaths were really, really affected. This North Node in Aries is our hall pass, everybody. This is like, get up off your ass and get going. This is working out, getting strong in your body, strong in your voice, strong in yourself. So that is happening. That North Node in Aries is what's happening. It's conjunct Eris. Eris is the primordial divine feminine power rising. And it's not the divine, it's not just women, okay? It's the feminine virtues, the lunar energies inside every single person, every single human, every single being on this planet. It is the energy of yin. And the yin energy has been suppressed on this planet for a very long time. And she's coming out. She's coming out of the shadows. I really feel like Sinead O'Connor passing, she's a great example of an Eris energy. And her passing at this time, and you know, a birth and a death are equally as significant, right? They bring massive amounts of attention. They bring an energy. It's a transition point. It's a transformation point. It's a movement from one state to another. It ultimately also represents extreme levels of power and extreme levels of concentrated energy. Sinead O'Connor passing at this time, and while the Eris is so close to the North Node and this Aries energy, man, there's real deep divine feminine energy awakening right now, and it's rising. I've been seeing, and this is not just for women, let me repeat, okay? This is for everybody, but the snake energy, I've been seeing the serpents rising. Everywhere I go, I've been seeing a snake, a serpent tattooed somewhere or something on someone. And that to me, my intuition is telling me that is Eris as well. And it's this kind of uncoiling. It's this uncoiling and this rising. It's akin to Kundalini. It's akin to the spiritual awakening we're going through here on planet Earth currently. Because we're going through a shifting of the ages, a shifting of paradigms. And Eris, she's technically the goddess of chaos and discord, but she's also here to regulate systems that have been sick for a very long time. So Eris is she's on the stage here. She's on this full moon, she's making an appearance. She's very close to this North Node movement. And then we also have Chiron up in the mix, and Chiron is retrograding. So it's going back over our wounding. So much fun. Don't we love to all go over our wounds over and over again? But you know, she's kind of, the thing about Chiron is that it's a key. It's in the shape of a key. And the key is really the key to like wholeness. You know, Chiron is definitely, for me, it's an asteroid, but it's a really important asteroid. It's really a healing portal point in our chart. When we really look at it, what your Chiron is in, it's kind of like where we're wounded, like where we were stabbed, or where in our life we've been wounded, what sign and what house. It really can give you information about yourself, kind of where you carry your wounds. But without entering the wound, the light never comes in, right? We can never actually access the light unless we dive in. The only way out is through. So there is some deep, Chiron wounding energy coming up to the surface to be looked at. And I do think it has to do with the suppressed feminine energy, the suppressed lunar energies inside of every human on the planet, not being able to get enough rest, not being able to be as creatively and not to be able to be attuned to their creativity they want to, the mass conditioning, the mass fear on the planet. You know, we're all individuals here on this planet Earth, and we all want to create our own ideas we all want to create our own life. We have a lot of conditioning that comes at us through media and TV and every which way, our screens and our faces all day, every day. And all of this is kind of coming up to it's bringing up an anger. It's bringing up a direct it's reigniting our humanity and what it means to be a human, what it means to be a creature, what it means to be alive. And, you know, can you picture a dog on its iPhone all day or a wolf on an iPhone all day? Like, you know, like it would be bored. It would be exhausted. It wouldn't want to do that. It'd be more interested in going into the woods. And that's kind of, it's like there's a part of all of us in this world. Technology is incredibly useful. We live in the age of Aquarius, okay? It's going to be part of our lives now, no matter what. But it's a balancing act, and it's about using it as we need it, and it's about, as Prince said, us using it, not letting it use us, right? Us using it, not letting it use us. So there's a deep kind of underbelly of anger here, I think, that all of us carry, that is kind of like feeling like we're in a cage a little bit, of when we're kind of stuck behind these screens or these devices, or just even the way the mass conditioning is on the planet of not being able to do what you want creatively. I mean, how stifling and exhausting is that? Having to have a 9-to-5 job that you don't want when you actually want to do something else, or whatever you want to say, however you want to think about it. This Eris North Node Chiron conjunction in Aries right now is bringing all this up to the surface, because it's addressing a very deep imbalance. That is, we are out of tune with nature. We are out of tune with our own nature. And it's beginning to, throughout whatever means possible, rebalance the scales. Aries is like Pluto's big sister, okay? She's even further out in the darkness. She's even more powerful. You know, most astrologers say Pluto is the most powerful archetype in astrology. I'm going to disagree with that, and I'm going to say it's Aries. So she's coming on stage at this point, and we need to pay attention. So your creative fire, that deep, this is Phoenix to the flame energy, truly. This is igniting a deep creative fire. This is allowing your wounds to come out, and through that process, transform. It is speaking to things that have been suppressed. It is rebalancing the scales. It is fighting for your own energy. It is fighting for your own life. Saying, I am here. I am. The other thing I really wanted to talk about on this full moon is about, so this is a Sturgeon supermoon. We have 4 supermoons this year, and this is the second one. And a Sturgeon supermoon is actually when native tribes were able to catch fish at the best time of the year, when native tribes were able to catch fish. And I was doing a little kind of diving and symbolism into that, and this idea of the fish and what that means, and the symbolism behind the fish. You know, fish is the symbol for Christianity, but it goes way deeper than that. A lot of it has to do with, you know, the subconscious and the deep feminine and the waters. Fishes cannot live outside of water. They breathe in the water. The water element to us here on earth is the feminine. It's the element of the feminine, which we all have. And it is the intuitive waters. The water is, remember in Stranger Things where Eleven had to be in the water to get her psychic messages? That also was in Minority Report. They had the psychics that had to be in the water. There's a reason for that. Water's a conductor of intuition. And water element is the representative of the intuitive realm, the divine feminine, the psychic, etheric, yin state, where a lot of our creativity, vision, manifestation, ideas, not ideas, visions, there's a different than an idea, come from. Visions are more, this is where we tap other realms, because time is simultaneous, it's not linear, where we're able to, this is where the Akashic Records lives. I could go on and on. I think you guys get the point, but you know, we're able to catch, the natives were able to catch fish easiest on this moon. So maybe we're able to tap our own lunar, deep, intuitive, Neptunian, Piscean. You know, if the fish is the also the symbol for Pisces. Pisces is also connected to the Jesus Christ consciousness. what does this all mean? Well, there is a lot of there's a direct link on this moon from Saturn is opposing Venus, Mercury, and Mars, and Saturn's in Pisces. What does this mean? Well, it's time for us to Saturn, wherever Saturn is, it's like where we need to do work. It's like, this is where it needs to point us to disciplined, material, focused work, structured work. It's in Pisces. So all of us, after these past couple years of so much, and just the times we live in, you know, so much mind energy, so much technology, so much distraction, so much scrambling, it's time for us to tap our own deep well, our own subconscious intuitive waters, our own shadows, our own visions. Give ourselves time and space to tap those. Do what we need to unplug so that we can hear our own connection to source and our own inspired messages coming through. This is Saturn. Saturn's the disciplinarian. Saturn's like, fucking do this. So Saturn's telling us we got to do this. She's also in retrograde. So she's going back over our Piscean, like we're even going backwards kind of through this. Maybe where we haven't been doing this in our lives. Maybe where we haven't been paying attention in our lives to these things. Maybe it's time to. So those are my biggest things that I want to say this full moon. And just remember, there's also a beautiful trine on this full moon between Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces. Pisces connected to the fish, all connected. Between Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. And those three archetypal planets are the most powerful. They're the super conscious, like they rule collective consciousness. They also rule deep psychic wisdom. And they're not as our everyday thinking mind or earthly matters. These are more cosmic energies that we can tap. They're very powerful, and there's a beautiful trine between them. So don't be surprised if you're going to be being able to maybe ground and harmonize into some kind of awakening energy. There's awakening energy on the forefront right now, and we're getting supported right now with that deeply on this full moon. So whatever awakening might look like for you, you know, it's happening in different ways for all of us. It could be some crazy catastrophic event that's awakening you. It could be something you feel during meditation. It could be a softening. It could be choosing love over fear. As simple as that. Whatever it looks like, this is a beautiful opening and a beautiful time of shifting our vibration and allowing for awakening to happen. It's happening whether we like it or not. Are we going to fight it? Are we going to be on the side of fear? Are we going to be on the side of love? This is the question. So I love you guys, and I wish you the most wonderful full moon, super moon. Go get some of those lunar rays, tap your deepest levels of subconscious power, and open to receive. Love you.